The Bermuda Triangle. This name has become a symbol of death, with countless mysterious disappearances of ships and planes over the years. Why do even the largest ships and the most advanced aircraft pass through this area and disappear without a trace? For centuries, people have tried to explain the reason, but there is still no clear answer. The ocean is vast, but why is this area considered so special and mysterious? How can we explain this mysterious phenomenon? There are many ways to solve the secrets of the Bermuda Triangle. We can study historical records, listen to survivors' testimonies, and sometimes even hear the stories of those who were lucky enough to return alive. And finally, after so many years, some new facts have come to light. However, we cannot be sure how accurate this information is. Now, we will embark on a journey to uncover the last mystery of the Bermuda Triangle. Before that, please take a few seconds to subscribe and like our channel so that you do not miss this fascinating exploration. The Bermuda Triangle is a vast area of ocean between Florida, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda. Over the centuries, dozens, if not hundreds, of ships and aircraft have disappeared through this area. What's even more astonishing is that even modern aircraft and large ships on military missions have disappeared without a trace. Various theories have been put forward to explain this mysterious phenomenon. Some say that strange magnetic fields, holes in time, or giant waves swallowed the ships. Some even believe that aliens caused the disappearances. But similar phenomena exist in other oceans around the world. So why does the Bermuda Triangle receive so much attention? The first written account of the Bermuda Triangle was made by Christopher Columbus, the first European to discover the New World. Strange events in the area began during his first voyage. On October 8, 1492, while sailing near Bermuda, Columbus discovered that his compass was not working properly. After Columbus and his crew safely returned to Spain, mysterious stories about the Bermuda waters began to spread. People began to perceive the Bermuda area as a strange and scary place, like the one in the movie Pirates of the Caribbean. Many claimed that all navigational devices, including compasses, were useless when passing through the Bermuda Triangle. Suspicion and fear of the area increased significantly in the 1950s, when the Associated Press published a report on the number of ships and planes that had disappeared in the area. The most notable of these were the disappearance of 5 American bombers in 1945 and the disappearance of 2 commercial aircraft in 1948 and 1949. More than 130 people were lost in these incidents, and the number of missing people continued to increase. The fear of the Bermuda Triangle reached its peak in the 1970s, when the book The Bermuda Triangle by Charles Berlitz was published, bringing to light all the disappearances that had occurred in the area. The book shocked many, and many hypotheses were put forward. So what really happened in the Bermuda Triangle? Of the many disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle, the most famous is the disappearance of Squadron 19. On December 5, 1945, under clear skies, a flight training exercise began along the coast of Florida. Squadron 19, consisting of 5 fighters, was scheduled to fly east over the Bermuda Triangle and return to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, on a 3-hour training flight. The commander of Squadron 19 was Captain Charles Taylor, a veteran of numerous operations in World War II. His squadron was expected to fly without any problems. However, about 2 hours into the flight, something strange happened. Captain Taylor contacted headquarters and reported that he could not determine his direction and that his compass was not working properly. They were clearly over familiar territory, but everything felt unfamiliar. Taylor attempted to lead the squadron back, but as time went on, communications with headquarters were lost, and eventually Squadron 19 was lost. A search and rescue operation was launched immediately. A Catalina seaplane with 13 crew members was dispatched to search for Squadron 19. But within 20 minutes, The Catalina itself disappeared from radar. All attempts to communicate were unsuccessful. Meanwhile, the crew of the nearby tanker SSGEA Mill saw a huge fireball and explosions in the sky. They also reported seeing oil floating in the ocean. But there was no definitive evidence. The US Navy suggested that the Catalina's fuel tanks had exploded and the plane had disappeared. The next morning, a massive search operation began. Over 300 aircraft and ships were deployed, and 500,000 square kilometers of ocean were searched for 5 days. But no trace of Squadron 19 or the Catalina was found. One rescuer later said, "They disappeared without a trace. We found no wreckage, no bodies, no oil." Squadron 19 and Catalina disappeared completely, as if they had just evaporated from the sky. And this remained a mystery that puzzled humanity for decades. This incident led to the hypothesis of alien intervention. At the time, it was easy to attribute any unexplained phenomenon to aliens. Many believed that aliens had abducted Squadron 19 and Catalina, and that some supernatural force might have been at work. Some theorists also claimed that the squadron's pilots had lost their sense of awareness due to some supernatural force. What was strange was that no one used radio frequencies to send a distress signal in the emergency situation. This was a very unusual situation. One newspaper even reported that Captain Taylor had arrived at the airport 19 minutes late on the day of the incident and had requested to headquarters that he did not want to fly. People speculated that Taylor may have had a bad feeling about the mission that day. After a 3-month investigation, the US Navy concluded that Captain Taylor had misdirected Squadron 19 due to a malfunctioning compass, and as a result, had disappeared. Taylor had ordered the aircraft to fly northeast, believing that it was the Bahamas, but it was actually somewhere else. As for the Catalina, it was suggested that it had exploded after takeoff due to a technical failure, and that the debris had drifted into the ocean, making it impossible to search for it. However, this explanation did not convince the public. The strange disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle still intrigue and fear millions of people around the world. Before the Squadron 19 incident, there was an even more horrific disappearance. That was the disappearance of the USS Cyclops, a massive US Navy cargo ship. This incident, which disappeared without a trace, remains one of the greatest maritime mysteries in history. The USS Cyclops was a massive cargo ship operated by the US Navy in 1917, capable of carrying over 12.500 tons of cargo. The ship was 165 meters long and 20 meters wide, and was one of the US Navy's most important fuel supply ships during World War I. Newspapers at the time hailed the Cyclops as a giant floating coal mine, and described it as a powerful ship that was virtually unsinkable. On March 4, 1918, the USS Cyclops left Brazil with a crew of 306 and over 11.500 tons of manganese, a metal ore important in the production of steel, on board, bound for Baltimore, USA. It seemed like a routine mission, but it was the Cyclops' last voyage. The massive ship entered the Bermuda Triangle and disappeared without a trace. There was no distress signal, and no trace was ever found. When the Cyclops failed to return as scheduled, the US Navy immediately launched a massive search. However, no clues were found to indicate the ship's location or what had happened. The 306 crew members and a huge cargo had simply disappeared from the face of the earth. There was no trace of the ship near the Baltimore coast, where it was expected to arrive. The disappearance of the USS Cyclops quickly became one of the greatest losses in US naval history. The ship was named after the Cyclops, a one-eyed giant from Greek mythology. And the Cyclops is now remembered as a great mystery that remains unexplained. Like many disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle, the disappearance of the USS Cyclops has given rise to numerous theories. Some have suggested that the ship was struck by a German submarine during World War I and sunk by a torpedo. However, this theory was quickly abandoned after the war. when German records confirmed that no German submarines were operating in the Bermuda area at the time of the Cyclops disappearance. Another theory centers on the ship's commanding officer, Lieutenant George W. Worley. Originally born in Germany, he later immigrated to the United States, and much speculation has been raised about his origins and personality. Worley was known to be a cold and strict commander, often inflicting harsh punishments on his crew. Some conspiracy theorists have claimed that Worley was a German spy and that he had turned the ship over to the Germans. However, there is no official record to support this theory. It has also been suggested that the ship was carrying too much cargo, possibly resulting in an accidental sinking. However, this theory is also less convincing, as the Cyclops was on a refueling mission at the time of its disappearance, and thus had a significantly reduced cargo load. Furthermore, if the ship had sunk by accident, it would have likely transmitted a distress signal. However, the Cyclops did not send any, further deepening the mystery. More than 100 years after 1918, the mystery of the disappearance of the USS Cyclops still remains an unsolved question. Many theories have been put forward, including aliens, paranormal phenomena, and even military conspiracies, but none of them have a definitive answer. The Bermuda Triangle still continues to unsettle people with its strange stories, and people wonder if there are any unseen forces at work there. One of the most popular theories related to the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle involves the remnants of the Atlantean civilization. According to some believers in the paranormal, this legendary continent once possessed technology that was ahead of its time, and after it sank, the remaining technology caused abnormal phenomena in the Bermuda Triangle, causing the disappearance of ships and planes. Also, those who believe in the UFO theory suggest that the Bermuda Triangle may be an area where extraterrestrial civilizations explore and study Earth. They believe that these mysterious disappearances are the result of extraterrestrial intervention. Charles Berlitz, a famous author who studies paranormal phenomena, mentions in his books the many disappearances and unexplained phenomena that have occurred in the Bermuda Triangle, and argues that they can be explained by supernatural phenomena or powerful forces that science has not yet understood. Although paranormal theories still capture people's imaginations, modern science has begun to offer more realistic explanations. The compass anomalies frequently reported in the Bermuda Triangle have been more clearly explained by scientists. They are most likely a natural magnetic change caused by the difference between magnetic north and true north. This phenomenon can occur in many places around the world, and is not supernatural, but rather natural. Also, the Gulf Stream, a powerful ocean current, has been identified as an important factor. This current moves at 2.5 meters per hour. And if a small boat or a broken aircraft is caught in the current, it can be carried far away in an instant, making the search very difficult. Another theory is that of monster waves or super waves. These waves suddenly appear in the open ocean and can reach heights of up to 30 meters. These waves are so powerful that they can instantly sink ships, which can cause disappearances that leave no trace. Recently, Australian scientist Carl Kruszelnicki has proposed a more realistic explanation for the disappearances that have occurred in the Bermuda Triangle. He argues that these incidents have nothing to do with aliens or Atlantean technology, but are mostly caused by human error and bad weather. Kruszelnicki emphasizes that the perception that the Bermuda Triangle is particularly dangerous is the result of an overfocus on a few disappearances, while in fact thousands of planes and ships safely pass through the area every day. While science offers a more rational and realistic explanation for the mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle, the area still generates a mystical and fascinating array of legends and stories in popular culture. Natural phenomena like compass anomalies, the Gulf Stream, and monster waves may explain these disappearances. But people are still wondering about the supernatural secrets hidden in the Bermuda Triangle. What do you think about these strange phenomena? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Hope to see you again in the next video.